Welcome back to another episode of the Check-In, brought to you by the Wild Faith Podcast. It's your Monday morning pause before the chaos, where we get honest about what's going on between the ears, behind the eyes. No filters, no fluff, just real talk about mental health, faith, and the battles most folks fight in silence. We're not here to fix you, here to walk with you, so take a breath, lean in, let's check in. Evan, how you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Just enjoying the life of the weekend and summer and enjoying a lot of new things in life.
Yeah. This is a pretty relative topic we're going to discuss today about stress. I think both of us have had plenty of it the last couple weeks.
Yeah, it's I will say, and we could talk a little bit on this one, but I know this is a shorter form podcast for us, so maybe we'll save it for our main podcast this week. But yeah, I mean, exciting times for both you and I. We could just give little snippets. Maybe I had my second child, or I should say my wife had our second child, healthy baby, Millie. So welcome to the world, Millie. Pretty exciting. And like I was saying before we hopped on, I am trying to transition and get used to that first couple months, couple days of the no sleep train.
Lots of coffee.
Yes, lots and lots of caffeine and coffee.
Yep. Yeah, man, it's real now, and yeah, baby for you guys, and I got a new job, so we're moving. We're moving to back to La Crosse, Wisconsin. So
good old state of Wisconsin.
Yep. Yeah. So kind of wasn't expecting it, but now it's here and it's happened. We've sold our house. Our offer's been accepted on the new one, and now it's kind of funny. You kind of hurry up and wait, but a lot of stress between all that and everything else going on in life. So yeah, we figured this would be a good one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I know we've had a lot of conversations in and out prior to hopping onto this, going over what we've gone through the last 2 weeks, and it was kind of funny because it's like the things that we've talked about on here. It's like we had really good opportunities to use them ourselves.
Yeah, take a little bit of our own advice.
Practice what you preach. But yeah, no, it's been this is a good one. I'll just let you run with it.
Yeah, dude. So first question for check-in today is, are you stressed because life gets heavy, or because that you still think you have to carry it alone?
Say that one more time.
Are you stressed because life's heavy, or because you still think you have to carry it alone?
That's a really good one. For me, it's probably worrying about carrying it alone. Like, I think the way I think about it, it's just like I always try to put that weight on my shoulders of trying to do too many things at once myself. And we've talked about this before, but like not being able to accept or like cut my pride out and like ask for help. Like these last couple of weeks, like we've had, so thankful for all my family and my friends that have come up and seen Millie and helped out with Nora, and just basically like extended themselves to do anything possible to make this like an easy transition and like an easy experience. And it was. But there's like that fine line of like I struggle sometimes of like being able to like take off the reins. Like I love to cook. Like, hey, you know what? You don't have to cook supper tonight. We're gonna bring you a meal tonight, or we're gonna take you out to dinner tonight. Like it's like, oh no, I always try to be the hostess with the mostest, where it's just like taking care of everybody. But it's like it's okay. Like you just take a break and just like enjoy time with baby and with mom, and so I'm very thankful for that. But like I get almost more stressed out sometimes, I feel like, in those situations, because I'm trying to cater so that's like something I definitely feel like I'm working on getting better at. But yeah, I think that's probably the answer for me.
How do you do that when there's not people there to help you guys? You know what I mean? Like now that it's, like you said, a couple weeks into it and everyone's kind of going home and back to their ways, how do you start to share that load or work on, not having to pretend to carry it all?
Yeah. That's where I'm very thankful for the relationship I do have with my wife and the relationship that I do have with the Lord. I mean, like today I said a couple prayers today, and, unfortunately didn't make it to church today. I wanted to, but it was just timing of baby feeding and trying to get Nora ready, and it just didn't work out. But I really am going to be relying on those two to help out, and I know my wife's relying on me to do that too, of just being there and helping in any way I can. But I think that's where, like I said, with having family was so important those first couple weeks, or I shouldn't say weeks, not even been 2 weeks, but that first like couple days of like just getting that transition and getting home and stuff was really helpful. But now I think it falls even more on my shoulders now, where it's kind of up to me to being open to talking with my wife and seeing what she needs and letting her help me out too, vice versa. And then even my daughter, like Nora, I think that's a thing that I've struggled with too, is like letting her fail and help, like it's okay. Like I get treating her like she's so old, and she's not even 4 yet, but she's the greatest little helper in the world. But maybe I'm answering the question or maybe not. I feel like I'm kind of dancing around it, but that's kind of what I was feeling. So there's my feelings for the week.
There you go. It's good, man. It's honest. Yeah. Yeah. This is always a tough one because I suck at this one.
You're speaking in riddles.
Yeah. Like I just suck at handling stress in general because, I have a hard time letting go of like the, quote unquote reins, like you were saying earlier. Because I think it oftentimes like disguises itself as like a responsibility or just the grind, the hustle. But like you alluded to too a little bit, it's often pride and pressure that we're never meant to carry on ourselves. And yeah, this last month and change has been a whirlwind for us. It's, finding out, getting interviews and all that thing and getting a new job. And then, oh crap, now we got to get the house ready to sell and to buy a new house, and kind of playing that game, which I won't go into because I'm still salty, but it's never fun selling a house. I'll put it that way, especially when you got working, with other people sometimes, but it's all good. God's good. Things are working out, but yeah. And then, week ago, my grandpa passed away. So that's always hard. And, just adding, more stress to the plate. So yeah, it's something that I struggle with. And I had a complete just Mount Vesuvius moment at my parents the other night. Cause I was just like, we went over there for supper, and then I'm getting calls from our realtor about all this X, Y, and Z crap that the potential buyers want done. And it's like, well, no, it's not how this works, kind of thing. And it was just all of it all at once. And finally I just blew my fuse, and I was like, I'm going to step away. And I just took a nice long walk to a bridge that my folks live by, sat there for a while. And, I've never asked God for a sign in my life to like truly where I'm at that point where it's like, God, I need something where I just need you to just say or just show me that everything's going to be okay, and that I can just, like we're talking about here, just cast all our worries at his feet. And literally was saying a prayer and asked that question. I was staring at the water. I looked up, and as soon as I looked to the left, a deer stepped out like pretty close, and I just kind of was like, okay, I'm good. Everything's good. She just hung out. She knew I was there. Didn't care. Now, if it was hunting season, it might have been a different story. Yeah. But yeah, so it's just like, it's just those moments in time where you do get those little signs from him. And that's where we've talked about, I think we talked about it last week when Eric was on, that it's okay to ask God for things, especially when you're going through the shit, even if it's just like, God, just help me through this, guide me, that kind of stuff. And, now we're sitting here Sunday afternoon, sun's shining, kids are taking a nap. Can't beat that. Well, and everything's worked out.
Everything worked out.
It's what it is. So, sometimes it's hard to see the end when you're going through it, but
it's like we talked, I think, well, we kind of talked the way through it, but like, I know we had a phone conversation before when things were all up and up. Same thing in our world where it's just like, things were going good. Pregnancy was good. We went through and baby was good. And then it was like, soon as same thing with us, like soon as baby was coming, like we had a little scary first hour and change there with baby. And, she ended up pulling through it, which is really, really good. And she's healthy now. But it's amazing how God gives us those just incredible blessings of just, just rain and I don't know what the word is for it. I can't remember what I said. I was on the phone with you, but it was just like just raining blessings on you. And then all of a sudden he's just like, okay, well, we're going to throw you a curveball and we're going to test you. How faithful are you? And I feel like sometimes we compound that stress to where we don't take those little moments of reprieve of like giving thanks that, hey, I'm thankful that I'm in this situation. I'm relying on you to, be there for me and just trusting the trust that, knowing that God is there for you. And I know that I think we both were at that point where we were reaching out to God and asking him for help. And it's amazing how you just keep faith and not every time it works out, but I would say more times than not, you're going to have a better outcome than if you weren't trusting in the Lord. So, God is good. Everything worked out for you guys, worked out for us. We're moving forward, but yeah, man.
And moving to lacrosse.
And you're moving to lacrosse.
Yeah. Yeah. It's stress, it's worry. Yeah. So it's always brings me back to that story in Matthew about, don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. And, each day has enough of its own troubles. So it's like, if you can get through today, you're going to be all right. When you start looking weeks ahead, it's like, that's all shit that you just can't control.
No,
you can try and take maybe some steps today to maybe mitigate that down the road. But even then, you're still playing that game of worrying about tomorrow. You got to focus on the present because each day is a gift and you never know when it is going to be your last. So,
no, true to that. And, it's like, I just look at these next couple weeks that I've got that I'll be home now with baby, which will be really nice, and spending time with my families where I was stressing myself out just doing to-do lists and like not being able to get my to-do list done. And, but like prime example to that verse where it's just like, give it up, like do the things that you can manage and then like enjoy your time with your family. That's why that's why you took it off,
Yep, exactly. It's good stuff, man.
Heck yeah.
It's a good one. Like I said, it's always, sometimes I got to go back and listen to past podcasts that we've done just to get a little bit of my own advice. But that's part of life, man. Like you're going to fall flat on your face and suck and screw everything up. But you just got to remember that God loves you. He's there for you. And he's just ready and waiting for you to reach out to him whenever you need him. And even if you don't think you need him, you do sometimes. So, it's hard, but you also have to have, I think, a good support system around you, which I think both you and I do, with not only our families, but with each other and just other friends that we have in our life. So it's good
Amen,
stuff,
brother.
man.
That's good.
Yep.
God is good. Well, guys, we'll see you next time.
Thank you for joining us on this journey through faith in the great outdoors. We hope today's episode has inspired you to seek God's presence in the wilderness and deepen your connection with nature. If you enjoyed today's discussion, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Wild Faith Podcast on your favorite platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. By subscribing, you'll never miss an episode, and you'll continue to be a part of the Wild Faith Podcast community. We'd also love to hear from our listeners, so please don't hesitate to reach out with your questions, comments, or topic suggestions. You can connect with us on social media or through our website. Your feedback is important to us and helps us improve and tailor our content to better serve you. And always remember, the great outdoors isn't just a playground for hunting and fishing. It's a sanctuary for finding solace and spiritual renewal. As you gear up for that next adventure, I pray you find God's presence in the crackling of a campfire, the thrill of reeling in your catch, or the quiet solitude found in nature. Until next time, thank you for listening to the Wild Faith Podcast. Take care, and God bless.